Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. As part of today's video, I'm going to talk about and show you how we can create custom pages in Sitecore Content Hub. So the concept is still same like how we do in Sitecore. So we have templates. Based on those templates we create pages, and those pages has a presentation, and that particular presentation has several components added there. So the same rule applies here also. So we create a page, and that page is actually linked to a specific entity type, and then we define the presentation on this page. So the use case what we'll be taking as part of this video is we will in this case, as you can see, like we have products, content, assets, and several other pages. So we are going to create an events page, and then events page will have an event detail page. So let me just also tell you one more thing. Let me just create this page first. So in order to create a page, we have to go to manage section, and under manage we have these pages. So just click on pages. So once you go to pages, you can see what are the different pages, out of the box pages which are available for you to use. Like in the past you have seen, like we have used asset page, we have used create page. So similarly there are other pages also for different requirements, so we can use that. But here we are going to create a new page, and the process of creating a new page is simple. Like we can just click on this plus page button, just click on that, and you just define your page name here. So when you define a page name, that page should have a parent, and then what is the type of that page, and what is the master layout. So let's just give this page some name. So in this case we can just call it as events. So the page name is events, parent is home, which is by default, and then we have a page type which is blank. In this case we have details, we have from template, and we will talk about what is the difference between blank page and details page later. And the default layout is master. So default layout is basic. So we have other layout also available for us to use, but we will just go with the basic one. So click on add. So you can see we have this page created, and if I go to my page here, home page, and see if you have any change here, like we don't see any change here. So the reason for that is, so the page is now created, and this page has several options. Like we have a layout which is same as the presentation of our page, where we can configure as many components based on our this page requirement. Then we have a background, then we have CSS, we have info, we have conditions. So for this video we are going to focus only on the layout and info tabs. So the info tab, you see, like we have events, title, path, and several other things are also available for us to configure. But the important part here is appears in menu, so which is not checked here. So that's the reason we don't see this particular page on the menu. So let's click on edit and make it enable, appears in menu, and then just click on save. So once you click on save, go back to your home page, refresh it, and now you should see your events here. Okay, so let's just proceed for the next step. So as the next step, I also want to create a new page, that is events detail page. And for that, let me just go to events and click on add page again. And I'm not sure why. So if I click on events, click on this more option, so we have this add sub page. So I can just, instead of creating a page from here which is from the root, I can just go to events and then click on add sub page. And we have other options also available here, as you just observed. Like we have view page, add sub page, move page, and delete page. I'm not going to move this page, not going to delete this page, not going to view this page, because we have already observed that. So let's just straight away click on add sub page, and just give your page some name, which is event details page. And then your parent is events, obvious. Like we have a page type which is blank in this case, and the master layout is again basic. So just click on add. And just to fast track this process, if I just click on home again, try to refresh it, we will not see this event detail page here. The reason being is same, like what was the reason for the events landing page. This appears in menu is not checked. So let's just quickly enable this appears in menu and save it. Just observe our changes in here, and we can see our events and event detail page. So guys, as I mentioned before, like this particular video is all about creating a very simple page in Content Hub and how to configure different components there, like basic presentation. But we are going to go we are going to do, you know, a lot more than that, whatever we are going to do today. But that's not something which we will do today. Like, we will keep it for our next video on the same subject. So the thing which we're going to do here is, maybe overall for this page creation activity, if I just go to products page, on the products page also we have this add button, we have this this component, this search component, because we can see this free text search here, refresh everything, there are no results. And we also have this add button here. So if I just click on add, try to add this product, so we have this creation component also, where we can add different properties what has been defined by that particular product entity. Based on what we are displaying, we are showing, we are seeing all these things here. And then you can just click on save, and then it starts coming in here. So the same thing we are going to do for our events also, but that's not we will do today. We will do it in our next videos on this one. So what we will do, let's just let's just go to our pages and go to event detail page, and now try to check what we have on layout. So on the layouts, so this is the presentation of your page, right? So we have a header zone, we have header zone, right? So this is nothing but a placeholder you can think of. Then we have a main zone. And also, like, if you remember, like on SXA we have several ready to use components. So here also in Content Hub also we also have several ready to use components which you can use. And then on top of it, if you want to have some custom requirement, you can create, you know, you can create your own components, use it with some, you can use you can inject those components via some scripts and all those things. You can, if you want to perform some specific thing there, you can use your scripts, and you can inject that particular logic in some component, and you can display that component into your page. So all those things we will check later. But for now, to be very, you know, to things to keep things, you know, very simple, we're just going to configure few components for you to understand the entire process. So this is our placeholder, as I mentioned. So let me just go ahead and add a very simple component. So in this case, let me just search for title, and here we go, make it visible to the page, and just click on add. And the page component has been added here. If I just go back to my event detail page, we still don't see any component here, right? So the reason we don't see any component here, because there is an issue with this component. So in order to fix that, we can just go to this component and just click on save. So the component is now saved, and if I go back to my page, refresh it, we see our event detail page here, right? So that's a very basic component which we have added to this page, that is the title component. Similarly, there are other components also which you can add. So if I just click on this plus symbol again, add component, and click on add, so there are other things also which you can add, like chart filter, container, divider. There are several things which are available here. So we cannot, you know, we cannot go over all these components now, but maybe in future we will have a separate video where we will talk about some of the important components from this list, and we'll see how all those components work. But for now, let me just show you the basic you know, the approach, the process of adding components on the page, and how we can configure it. And then in future, like, we'll talk about some other components also specifically. So we can just click on HTML again, and you just have to enable it so that it is visible, and click on add. And if I go back to this page, just try to add something in here. What I can do, I can just put in welcome to Sitecore Content Hub, and let me just make it bold and save it. So once I save it, and if I go back to my page here, I see this welcome to Sitecore Content Hub is available here. Okay, but another thing, like, we are seeing this component here in the header section, but I don't want this component to be part of my header. The reason being why it is coming on the header, because we have added this particular component, HTML component, directly on the header zone left part. So, you know, the fix is very simple. Like, you can simply drag and drop this component from your header zone left placeholder to your main zone, and you can simply do it like this. Okay, and once it is done, just refresh your page and you should see the change. That's it. Now So this is the basic this is the basic flow, how you create a page and how you start adding components out there. Okay, and then again, based on your requirement, you can add different components. If there are several components which are available for you to use, so if you think that there are components which you can already use from that list, you can do that. Or else if you think that those components are not enough for your requirement, you can create your own components and you can configure it there. Okay, so another thing which I just wanted to cover as part of this video is, let me just click on main zone and click on add component and search for entity. So if I search for entity, there are different things which we have. Okay, so we have this entity details. Let me just enable this also. So I added this component, but again on the front end side I should not see anything. Okay, as expected, I'm not seeing anything. So the reason why we are not seeing anything even after this adding this entity details component is, let's just go to edit. Okay, sorry. So here is an information message for you that there are no members to show. Configure a valid source definition, which means for this entity details component to work, we need an entity first, right? Because this event detail page, the event detail page which we are trying to configure here, this should actually get linked to some entity, right? This is same as in Sitecore, we create a page and that page has a template to back it, right? So we have a event detail page, and for that event detail page we need an event template where we can configure all the fields that are required for the template, and we start pushing in information, pulling information from there. So the same concept applies here also. So this particular event detail page, which is a page, we just created this page, but we also need to have an entity for this particular page, like event. So but so far we haven't created an entity, and I don't want to create an entity today. Because I just want to have a separate video on that custom entities, so that I can just share some more details about why we need the custom entities, how it is different than the existing one, and what is the relation between your custom entities and your properties, taxonomies, and all those things. So I just wanted to cover it separately. But yes, just for your information, we need to have a custom entity which we can link to a specific page. In this case is event detail page, and that's where we can leverage this event detail entity details component of Content Hub, where we can start pulling the data from there. So let's just go to settings, and here the source, and from entity identifier, let me just click on show definition, and the definition here, so there are different end definition here, right? So if I search for m.asset, I should find something with m.asset also, because this is the entity which is responsible for our digital assets, like whatever assets we have uploaded in the system in the past, in previous videos, all those asset items are linked to this particular entity, m.asset entity. Similarly, the pages which we just observed, right, the product which we observed, that is also linked to m.pcm.product, right, product content management. So we again have an entity for this one. So again, for information, everything, whatever we do inside code, whatever we see inside in Content Hub, is actually linked to an entity here. So asset is linked to an entity, product is linked to an entity, content is linked to an entity, everything in Content Hub is linked to an entity. But in here, like the event detail page which we just created, so far we don't have an entity for that. But the idea for this video was to just show you how to create a page, how to configure it, and then in the next part we'll talk specifically on the entity part, because I just want to have some more focused discussion out there. So once we configure something, let's say I have some m.event. As of now it is not there, but in the future we will have m.event or something else. So here let me just put as m.asset. So if I configure m.asset here, and if I go back to my members, I should be seeing all the sections and properties that belongs to m.asset entity. So in this case you can see, like, we already started seeing all these things. So if I go to my custom asset, if you remember one of my previous video where I showed how to create custom metadata information, so that's where we created the custom asset properties section. And if I enable this one, this is the asset source which we created. But for now I don't want any asset to get linked to this event detail page, because we will create a custom entity for this one, and that's where we will start pulling data from that particular entity and not reuse something from our existing one. So yeah, so let's not save anything from here and just come back. Another important component which I want to show here is, let me just click on add here, and because that's what I just observed on the products page also. So if I click search for search component, and we have the search, just enable this one, and so far we have added this one, but again, as I mentioned, we should not see anything in here. The reason for that is, if I go back to my search component, and so for search component has three different tabs, like we have filters, functionality, and output. The filters define what kind of data you want to show as part of your specific component. So in this case, when we create a custom entity called as maybe xyz.event, because M is a namespace which is reserved for out system entities. So when we create a custom entities, we might go with a custom namespace also there. So let's say if I call as ankit dot event, so that's where we have to select this one. If I want my search component to be very specific to events only, so that's where I can use these filters. And then functionality is all about what kind of what sections you want to show as part of your search component. So whether you want to enable full text search or not, whether you want to have your facets or not, whether you want to have your advanced query builder or not, whether you want to have sorting or not, paging or not. So all those things you can configure. So see, and now if you just observe, like we started adding all these things, and that's where we started seeing all these things, right? And once we have this facet based on your custom entity, you can also have some facets assigned to this one. And finally, the output, right? Output defines how exactly the output should look for your event detail page here, like for the specific component, what kind of information you want to show, uh, and what different operations you want to add there. So everything you can define as part of your output. So for now, I don't want to make any change here because we don't have that custom entity created so far. So let's just not worry about it and just come back. And similarly, if you can also configure other components also on the header zone, right? Like selection, your search component. So there are different things which you can configure out there, right? And then you can also change the layout of your page. Right now we are seeing this page is looking very raw, very straightforward. It is not looking as how our asset page used to look like, right? Because we need to do some changes for that to happen. So we will talk about those changes also in our next videos, when on the same page and structure part, when we'll have it. But yeah, so we can make all those changes. We can customize everything, we can change the layout, we can have different themes created for your custom pages, everything we can do. And you can configure all these components. You can configure out of the box components if it fits your requirement, and if it doesn't fit your requirement, you can create your custom components and configure it here. So everything is possible. So guys, this is what I just wanted to show you as part of today's video, and I hope you like it. And if you guys still have any question, any initial questions in terms of the page creation configuration, feel free to ask me and we can take it forward from there. But I'm pretty sure when we will have our part 2 of this session, when we'll talk about our custom entities and relation and linking, and then creating a full-fledged page, defining, because that is going to be a long activity, and we might if we do it now, we might not be able to get everything. So that's why I just wanted to split into different things, so that once you have now you have an understanding about the pages, how you create it, how you configure the page, different components. The next step would be talking about custom entities, and maybe the part 3 would be how you can style it accordingly. So those things also we will see. Maybe we will see if everything can be possible in another video, we will do that. Otherwise we'll split that also into different videos. So guys, yeah, I think that's it from my side for this video. If you still have some questions, as I mentioned, feel free to reach out and we can take it, and we'll see how we can resolve those things. And guys, thanks for watching. And I think whatever videos I have covered from the Content Hub perspective, I think if you just start going through all this thing, you will definitely get an understanding, a decent understanding about how this Content Hub from an administrative part, how it works. And I'm also planning to create some new videos on the developer side of it, so that we can also see what different options are available for the developer side, like what, how we can do things programmatically, how we can run certain scripts. So we will talk about all those things also, but initially I just wanted to cover from the developer, from the administrative perspective. So I think I'll just have few more things on the administrative part, and then we'll focus completely on the developer part. But still, if you think there is something missing, and if you want to learn something specifically on the administrative part, feel free to reach out, and definitely we'll have it as part of our playlist there. So thanks guys, thanks for watching, and take care.